And today marks a culmination of the tireless efforts of different people, both from government and from the private sector, who have gone beyond the call of duty to ensure that we commence the process of developing sports infrastructure in preparing for the Africa Cup of Nations 2027. Everyone has been proactive on this matter, right from the President, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Legislature, the Federation of Uganda Football Association, the business community, and the general public. I am blessed that as the Minister of Education and Sports, we have this invaluable support from people who are passionate about football and sports in general. The journey that has led us to this auspicious occasion started with a dream to host the biggest sporting tournament on the African continent. By the grace of God, the Pamoja bid by Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania to host the Africa Cup of Nations in 2027 was successful. As government of Uganda, yes, thank you. As government of Uganda, we are aware that we have obligations to fulfill, which include, among others, the development requisite infrastructure to host football matches during this tournament. Following the wise counsel of the President, we embarked on securing a contractor to undertake works for the construction of the stadium in Hoima City. We are here today to witness the signing of contract with the Suma company so that it can undertake the works for the construction of the Hoima Stadium within the 18 months. Suma comes highly recommended as a contractor that has changed the face of sports infrastructure with our friends and neighbors in Rwanda, in Senegal, and other countries across the world. Indeed, during the procurement process, the technical team led by the Ministry of Works and Transport undertook a benchmarking exercise to assess the suitability of the company, and I'm glad to inform you that their report to me was positive. I now appeal to the contractor, the Suma president, who happens to be present here with us, to ensure that we have a 20,000-seater multipurpose stadium of international standards ready for inspection by the Confederation of Africa Football by 31st December 2025. I can see that you are agreeing with me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Do not let Ugandans down, because hosting Africa Cup of Nations is a golden opportunity whose benefits go beyond football to the country. I'm glad that the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development is present here. My appeal to you is to ensure that resources are released on time to avoid disruptions during project implementation, because we have a very tight deadline. I know that the excitement and the beehive of activity surrounding the preparation for the Africa Cup of Nations may make other government commitments in sports seem pale and in comparison. However, I want to take this opportunity to reassure Ugandans listening to me that in addition to the Africa Cup of Nations sports infrastructure, government is committed to implement its robust plan to develop other stadia in the country, like Akibua, like Uhinga, Kacheka, among others. Yes, thank you. This is in addition to other sports infrastructure like the redevelopment of the Rugogo Sports Complex and implementing the second and third phases of National High Altitude Training Center in Teriet, Kapchorwa. The construction works for the first phase of the National High Altitude Training Center have been completed, and some of our athletes are already using that facility in Kapchorwa. The government of Uganda is taking deliberate action to invest in sports infrastructure to not only develop and professionalize our abundant talent in different disciplines, but to generate revenue for government that these facilities are capable of doing if it's well managed, if they're well managed. As guided by the President, Ministry of Works and Transport will be supervising consultants on this project, and will be supported by Africa Cup of Nations Subcommittee on Infrastructure that I recently appointed. This subcommittee is constituted of people with the right qualifications, skills, and experience in construction, and I'm aware that the teams have already been working together. As we prepare now for the Africa Cup of Nations 2027, I call upon all of you to emulate the example set by the family of the late Rujumba, to sacrifice and put the service of our country above our own interests. I want to emphasize the need to ensure value for money in this project because we are all accountable as taxpayers of Uganda.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have different roles to play, but let us work together as a team on this assignment and execute it to the satisfaction of Ugandan. This is the people's project that we must deliver by 31st December 2025. Mama, with those remarks, I want to thank you and say thank you for always guiding us